What's going on, everyone? It is Bobo Mac here for Crisis in the Toyverse, and on today's show, I am going to be looking at some Diamond Select Kingdom Hearts. Now, as I've stated in my Vinimate review, I know little to nothing about Kingdom Hearts besides what I research before going to each review. Now, this version of Sora that comes packed in with this soldier figure is a Target exclusive. I went to my Target to look at toys, obviously, and I found this guy. He originally retailed for $19.99. It seemed like Target was trying to move it, so I got it for $10. So check your local Targets on that. But for $10, I'm really digging this guy. He's got a decent amount of articulation, and he's packed in with a couple goodies. Now, if we flip around to the back here, we can see some of the other selects in the line. Now, all of these got released in bigger packs if you order through your local comic shop or e-tailers, but that just gives you an idea of some of the other figures in the line, which I will be talking about as we go forward. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move the box out of the way and talk about this figure a lot. So here it is, guys. Here's Sora. Like I said, there's lots of other versions of this figure around. There's the regular form, there's a timeless form, which is like a take on like Steamboat Willie. That one's just black and white. This one's blue to represent the wisdom that he gets from Donald Duck. I believe, do not hold me to that or rake me over the fires too bad. And then there's a Valor version, I believe, which is all red. And then there's a yellow version too, but I don't know what that one is. But as far as aesthetically looking at the figure itself, it's got a lot of good detail on it. You see these sculpted pieces throughout the costume. Those came out really good. The gloves have some nice detail on them too, as you can see. Really no paint issues or anything like that. The zippers and just the overall aesthetic design based on that franchise really came out great. The team over at Diamond Select did a good job. Of course, he's got his Guy Fieri flames here, which is always fun. We got pouches and straps and stuff all sculpted really nice. And his shoes actually came out really good too. Look at that. Nice big clown looking shoes, over exaggerated. And even on the bottom you got a little bit of detail. The camera will work with us. Don't know why it's not. And of course you got peg holes on the bottom. So he came out really good. Now, I guess you can count the soldier figure as an accessory piece. But I also count it as a figure too. Now, its articulation is limited, but as far as sculpting, it came out really good too. The eyes look nice and good. The helmet piece is sculpted really nice. You go around, the suit looks good. It's got some nice paint texture on it. And then the heart logo there came out really nice. And then the shoes, the funky looking shoes, I guess, of the Kingdom Heart verse. Wacky and zany, but those look really cool too, and of course his hands. So let's go ahead and break down articulation on the soldier first. In terms of the head, it just rotates. I believe it's just on a ball peg, but you get no forward or back or side to side or anything like that. I mean, you can move it, but it's not going to stay in place. In terms of the arms, it just rotates. Same on the other side, and the feet are static. So, and not too bad. At least you can do some things with it. I mean, as a pack-in figure, that's always a plus. Now, in terms of Sora here, Mr. Haley Joe Osment, in the head is on a ball peg, so you can get it to look up a good amount. You bring it down, it looks pretty good. Side to side for different expressions. You definitely got that, and then you got that Exorcist 360 thing going on. In terms of the arms, they do go out about that far. You can bring them back down, and then you can rotate them like so. In terms of the arm, we got a single bend at the elbow with the swivel action there, so not too shabby. I mean, you get 90 degrees out of it, considering that big collar piece isn't too bad. Well, maybe a little less than 90, but it's pretty close. And then you have a ball peg at the glove, so it rotates. And then it kind of ball pegs and does its thing up and down like so. He does have a diaphragm joint. Now, the diaphragm joint only goes back so far. doesn't really go forward a little. You do get side to side, which is nice, and then you get rotation there. And then do you get rotation at the other part? No. Rotation just at the diaphragm joint. In terms of the legs, he can only go out that far. I would imagine that's because of the sculpting work done with the big pieces right there. But he can kick forward pretty good. And he can kick back a good amount as well. Now, in terms of the leg, no thigh cut at the top here. The thigh cut actually comes down here at the knee. And the knee can go up that far, and it can go back like so. And then, of course, it can swivel around like that. The foot is on a hinge, so you can take it back that far, kick it forward, and then if you rotate it right, you get side to side with it. So a decent amount of articulation. I know there's other versions of this figure made by other companies that may have more articulation, but for $10, I mean, really, who in their right mind would complain? I mean, I know it originally retailed for $20, and at $20, it's still pretty good. So I'm definitely satisfied, and that's just me. Let's go ahead and do a quick size roundup and wrap this video up, shall we? All right, before we get into our size roundup, Sora does come with one accessory, and that, of course, is the keyblade. I don't know much about the keyblade, but it does have a nice level of detail on it. It looks like it's supposed to. It's got the chain piece right here made out of plastic. You do have metal for the clips for the Mickey Mouse logo, ears, whatnot, and to connect it to the key itself. But it works pretty good, and he can hold it in his hand, so that is always a plus when a figure can hold his accessory in his hand with little to no problem. But as far as size comparison, of course, we got our soldier down here. We have Sora in the middle, and I don't know why Goofy's bent down so far, but we have our Goofy, who's having problems standing, apparently. Right there, of course, Goofy and Sora are closer in size than the soldier, but all three look really cool together, and I think Diamond Selects really knocked it out of the park. Of course, I got more Sora figures to talk about, but the blue I really dig. I think it's a nice, cool color, and hopefully you'll be satisfied with it too. So bottom line is, if you really want to pick this up, head over to Target and see if you can find it on sale or even at full retail price. I definitely think it warrants a purchase for your toy collection. But with that being said, though, guys, that's going to pretty much do it for today's episode. I want to first say thank you to everyone who stopped by to check out this review. Hope you found it helpful, and I do appreciate you taking time out of your day to see what's going on over here. It does mean a lot, so thank you. Of course, I got a whole bunch of people who help make this show possible. It would be remiss of me to not say who those folks are. For all things geekery in the podcast verse, head over to undercovercapes.com today. They cover comics, movie and TV show reviews, pop culture, and of course you can find me there. And if you like the pop-up I'm using today, head over to extreme-sets.com for all your pop-up needs. And if you're on Instagram, go throw a follow at Toy Lover Crew, or you can find me there as well under the handle Bob O. Ethan Mac. Same thing on Twitter and also at Crisis in the Toyverse. Guys, with that being said, slideshow at the end. Take care, and until next time, great googly moogly!